Trump being president is not what scares me the most. It's the House and the Senate being Republican. Because regardless of how you feel about Trump or any other presidential candidate, the president, in my opinion, is just a figurehead. Yes, they have a little bit of power, but the real power lies in the House and the Senate.
Hey guys, welcome back again to the channel. It's so good to have you. So in today's video,
y'all didn't punish Kamala Harris by not voting for her. Y'all punish people like me. Because while Kamala is powerful and well connected and having a great time with her family right now, all the conversations I've had with my family revolve around what happens to me. In the next few days, I have to contact my lawyer and try to do an early DACA renewal, which we don't even know if it'll work because DHS has very strict regulations on how early you can submit your renewal. I have family members who have to pull together thousands of dollars to try to go from a temporary status to a permanent status. I have to have conversations with my boyfriend now about how our 2 to 3 year timeline is not going to work anymore, and how we're going to need to expedite that in the next year or so. And that is all in the best case scenario, that then let us keep our work permit and just let them expire. Because there is a world in which they decide their work permit is just no longer valid. And before you try to say, oh, Trump won't really do that, yes, he will. He already tried. The Supreme Court said that he didn't go about it the right way, so he knows exactly what to do this time around. Going into the election, I heard, oh, we have to teach the left a lesson. I'm sure they're going to learn a thing or two. At the end of the day, I'm one of the first ones in the chopping block. Not Kamala Harris and not the Democratic Party.
this deportation scare is making people really, scared, and they're all trying as much as possible to get their papers before Trump comes into power. But I don't see that being possible because of the timeline, right? In the next few weeks, is it even weeks? Yeah, in the next few weeks, Trump will be president, and I don't see them getting all that they want because a lot of influx of people will be at the office trying to get their papers right. But let's see how that unfolds. The next video is a lady explaining the reason why she left the left. Okay, why she left. Okay, so let's go watch the video, then come back and talk about it.
Number one, for all the people who say that I wasn't a leftist, I have a video explaining and showing some of my old leftist posts. I definitely was. I mean, you can look at me and just, you can just imagine me being a leftist, right? You can imagine me yelling at you, telling you that you're racist. I did that. I think another one of the reasons that I left the left was because I was tired of being a victim. I was tired of everyone telling me that because I was a woman and because I was bisexual that I was somehow being oppressed by literally everyone and everything all the time. I was also really tired of self-hate and of hating myself because I was born white, and believing that I was racist because of how I was born. And even though I'm not racist, and I know in my heart I'm not racist, I still, even on the left, would have to deal with people saying that I was racist all the time. And I just had to accept it and just be like, yeah, I know I'm racist. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And it's like, I don't have to apologize for my skin color. I thought we were past that as a world. I started to realize that life is a lot simpler than leftists and liberals try to make it, because they try to make up problems out of nothing, and it takes a lot of mental gymnastics to do that. And so in order to be a leftist or a liberal, you have to memorize a bunch of strings of words that just don't make a lot of sense, and you have to understand the buzzwords, and you have to have a brief knowledge of all of the random systemic reasons that everyone except straight white men are oppressed. And when people started asking me, well, how are they oppressed? Where is the racism? And I would have to answer them the stereotypical regurgitation of, the police brutality or this education systems or whatever. But then when you start picking it apart, and when I actually started talking to conservatives who knew something, I couldn't ever hold up to what I was saying. It just didn't make any sense coming out of my mouth anymore. I specifically remember driving home after talking to my mom, and I called my boyfriend at the time, he's my husband now, and I just explained some of the things, about, Trump, about how he gave all of his money to charity, about how he never actually said those racist things. And I remember asking my husband, or my boyfriend at the time, what would be so wrong about us not being so leftist? And after I had explained everything that I had learned, he kind of just said, so are we Trump supporters? Are we Republicans now? And I was like, what is so bad about that? Why do I hate that so much? And I didn't have a reason. So here we are.
Anyone can be wherever they want to be, so far as you find peace wherever you are, Republican, Democrat, whether in the middle, wherever you are, please find peace where you are. The next video is the lady talking about her fear not being that Trump is president, but let's find out what she said.
Trump being president is not what scares me the most. It's the House and the Senate being Republican. Because regardless of how you feel about Trump or any other presidential candidate, the president, in my opinion, is just a figurehead. Yes, they have a little bit of power, but the real power lies in the House and the Senate. They're the people who make really all of the decisions for the American people. And although I don't agree with everything on the Democrat side and I don't agree with everything on the Republican side, there's a reason why we have checks and balances. And there is no reason why it should be allowed that an entire government can be all one side. That totally negates the whole checks and balances thing. And I don't understand how we don't have something in place that prevents that. And not to mention that the Supreme Court is also majority Republican. This is going to prevent Democrats from passing anything that is meaningful to Democratic Party or their voters. And although I'm not a Democrat or a Republican, I'm independent. I fall in the middle on a lot of issues. There's some key issues that I am non-negotiable on, actually from both sides. But I don't feel like that's right for the Democrats. And if you're a Republican and you're so happy about the entire government being Republican, then you don't actually care about democracy in the first place. If the only things that you care about are the things that you care about and nothing else that anybody else wants in this country, the 365 million other people here, that shit doesn't matter to you, or at least for half of them it doesn't matter to you, there's something wrong. That's not okay. That's not how it should work. And that's not freedom for everybody. It's dictatorship.
I think every aspect of the government being Republican is also like is a very big scare. Okay, is big. Like a lot of people, I think I've seen videos of a lot of people complaining about the same thing about Republicans being in every aspect of government, as at the top, the top aspect of government, and this really scare a lot of people. Now, they all fear that probably Trump will pass laws and it will happen because they are all Republicans. Okay, there's no Democrat there to stop him or any of those things. And yeah, I think the other person also mentioned something about he knows everything. He was stopped at some point. The person that was talking about deportation, that was really scared about being deported, he knows how to go about it now, unlike the previous time when he was in power that he was stopped. Okay, now they have told him how to do it, and he has like reinforcement sort of, or learned like best ways to go about it. And people also talking about how it's going to cause recession, and also price increase in a lot of things, knowing fully where that Democrats, some of these people are people who does the major work, okay, like the manual labors and all of that. It happens to be the black, all these Asian people, like the immigrants, right? That those people are the ones that do all of these things. So people are really scared of the whole deportation thing. And yeah, the other lady talking about she leaving the left, very funny. Well, wherever anybody chooses to be, I hope they find peace. If you are Republican, Democrats, you are in the middle, I hope you find peace wherever you are. You guys let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section, and please subscribe to the channel and give this video a thumbs up. See you guys on my next video. Bye guys.